I feel that there is a lot of good single Christian men out there who are just really just afraid.
Should I ring the bell on that one?
Oof, I know that one.
Yeah, honestly, I could say that.
We all know that. We all hate rejection.
Yeah, now that's one, I just talked about that in class a couple of nights ago.
The men that I talk to on a personal basis about their concern about relationships, and the number one that I find is it is about fear of rejection.
You know what I mean? I have lacked some type of confidence. I mean, because when you know the mindset of women nowadays, with all the guards and, don't want to look like a fool, don't want to be rejected. I mean, all of these different emotions. At the same time, you got a beautiful lady in front of you or across the room sitting down with no ring on her finger and is lonely waiting for me to come and talk to her, but yet still because of those different issues, sometimes it keeps my mouth shut and I end up not saying anything at all.
I've dealt with it personally. I used to be scared to talk to females.
I definitely was one who was afraid to, mingle and talk to ladies, and maybe it was because of how I felt about myself. So I know I'm not the only one who would feel like that.
It just really takes for people to begin to release themselves from the fear and realize that it takes a risk in order to be in relationships. So
if you don't try, you never know, and you don't want to live a life of what if. Instead of thinking about, oh God, if I try to talk to her, what if she rejects me? Think about, well, what if she doesn't? What if she's great? What if we have a great friendship that leads to a great relationship?
It does come to a point where it's just a line in the sand and you just have to make a decision. There's no way around it. There's no way to get around the awkwardness of it. I think that it is a personal character builder, if you will, for men to really finally make that choice and say, okay, this is the one that I want to pursue, and making that intentions clear by simply saying, hey, we've been kind of hanging out as friends, and I think that I think we have a connection, and I really would like to pursue a relationship with you.
Friendship is the foundation of everything.
Being friends first, I think it's very important.
More than important, probably essential.
There's so many people that jump straight to trying to be in a relationship and don't know the person.
Get to know these people so you won't wake up on headline news and CNN or Fox and we're going, oh my God, what happened? Because you married someone you didn't know.
Because like in the Song of Solomon, man, it says that, I have come into my garden, my sister, and it's almost like my sister being a friend, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're my sister in Christ, but you're my friend as well, you know what I'm saying? And then my bride, I'm like, okay.
So it started off as a friendship. We became friends first, so we could talk about anything and everything. And I mean, when we first started talking, we would be on the phone like 3-4 hours just talking on the phone.
Franklin was amazing because he told me everything. I mean, I knew everything about him. I often tell him he told me everything except the size of his underwear. He was just that open.
I think that for a lot of people, taking a different approach to how to find someone needs to be reconsidered.
At the end of the day, if you're not friends, then nothing's going to work.
Approaching relationships from a group perspective first, getting a group of friends together, getting to know one another as friends first, really is the foundational thing that helps to spawn real solid relationships.
Spend opportunities doing things, especially as a Christian group. Bible studies together, going out and ministering in the community.
It's a way that, again, you can really get to know the person without investing too much emotional kind of investment into a relationship, if you will.
You can be perhaps a little more comfortable, a little more laid back. It's not that one-on-one atmosphere where you feel like you got to impress someone.
Find out who their friends are, and take some of your friends and say, hey, why don't we meet at the bowling alley, or hey, why don't we just meet at the movies, or maybe just let's meet at the local coffee shop just to hang out with one another.
When you're in the groups and everybody is just together, relationships form on their own through interaction with each other.
I think that's the best way to start to get to know someone. All your guards are down, you're comfortable.
Whether it's good or bad, you have to be able to show you. You can't put up the actor's thing, because you're only showing that person the good side of you.
Then there's 4 seasons, and you need to see a person in every season of life. We behave differently in the summer than we do in the fall.
The reason for these steps up front is, I think, protect your emotions, protect yourself as much as you can up front for your sake and for the one that you're pursuing.
Take the intimacy out, I know that sounds tough, but man, if you can fall in love with a woman, or a man can fall in love with a woman, or a woman can fall in love with a man without all that extra stuff, then you got something even more special, because that thing actually corrupts your mind. You're like, oh, I love them, but you really don't know, because once you tap into that, your emotions change.
Because the emotions can cause you to not see stuff, and cause you to stuff to be hidden from your eyesight, because you so caught up in this love. Oh, I'm in love. Woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? Goo, 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 gaga. You know what I'm saying?
You can tell a woman, hey, you know what? I'm not touching you. I'm not kissing you. I ain't feeling up on you. I ain't having sex with you. But I really, really like you. I really want you. I really want you to be a part of my life. To me, then when you get married and you're having sex, it's like, oh, wow, okay. Now that's the icing on the cake. But a lot of people, all they have is the icing. They ain't got no cake. And sooner or later, you get sick of icing.
This is both our first time trying it like that. And yeah, it's rough, man. Yeah, it's rough. Sometimes I just go run, swimming. Man, I can do 1,000 push-ups right now. Well, I shake hands with people. They're like, my goodness, what's going on with you? I'm like, you have no idea.
But I would rather, we be friends and then work our way into a relationship. Let it naturally progress into something more.
It blows my mind. Women are always talking about, I want my husband to be my best friend. How are you going to do that if you're not willing to be friends with a man?
A lot of women, we don't know how to be friends to somebody of the opposite sex, because we automatically gravitate to, oh, this is my husband.
Just calm down just a little bit, and just allow God to keep that desire for marriage there. There's nothing wrong with that, but don't let that be so strong that every guy that comes your way, you're like, oh my goodness.
Right.
Is that the one?
Is that him?
And all, but just seek to be friends and allow God out of that friendship to develop.
I guess it's kind of like a catch-22. A good foundation is friendship. But then if we've already been friends and then trying to make that transition is awkward.
There are guys that, I know we're just going to be friends,
I've been that best friend for years.
They put you in the friend zone.
And they put you in the friend zone, and they want you to be the buddy, and they call you and ask you, well, why guys treat us so bad, and this, that, and the other.
But see, that's the thing. If I've been your friend for 4 years or 2 years or a year, right? We know each other. We're friends. And then it's like, hey, I like you. What?
If it's somebody that I could see myself potentially dating, I don't keep them in the friend zone.
I've been put in the friend zone. I have a summer cottage in the friend zone that I like to visit from time to time.
I think it's becoming so complex, sometimes overwhelming. I just let God do it because I'm not up for this challenge.